Welcome to the Blockchain Fundamentals and its Application, the class offered at Montclair State University, Montclair, New Jersey. My name is Thomas Zakrzewski, and I will discuss today topics on cryptocurrencies and applying advanced analytics in trading and portfolio assets management. For today's interview, I invited Davide Capoti, one of the founders and CEO of Rocket Capital Investment.
Hi, Thomas. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Davide, perhaps you can just say something about yourself and your company.
Yeah, sure. Even if I think this question is always tough for me to say who I am and what I do. Every time I struggle to summarize. But from my LinkedIn biography, you can check that I studied economics, and then later I studied also law, and then I've been a portfolio manager in an institutional portfolio manager for 9 years. But then I started to create an asset management DAO, to compensate the experience as an institutional portfolio trader. And I've been a startup for the last 9 years now, or 10 years. Let's say now I'm the CEO of Rocket Capital, the idea, and this is a new project that is shifting to this asset management DAO, and we can talk about it. But if I can tell you who I am, really, that is not my biography. I'm just one that try, make it wrong, and restart from the scratch, So always maintaining a challenging attitude with a positive mode. That's who I am. This is the only pattern that I follow.
That's great, Davide. Reviewing your LinkedIn profile, your background isn't asset management and trading, but rather in traditional asset classes. How did you get involved in the cryptocurrency markets?
Yeah. So my dream was to become a fund manager and start an hedge fund when I was 16 years old. And I've been involved in asset management, in the institutional one, okay, as an institutional trader in 2007 during the financial crisis. Okay, so you can imagine, the best time of my life to start a career in the asset management. And after being rejected so many times also from all the best banks in the world, but then finally I get it and I started my career. And when I started, I thought to finally become part of an exclusive club, of people, of very smart people, and I was very close to become rich. All the other people were ready to share the secret sauce of the financial market with me, So I was very excited of being part of this experience, but all was very disappointing, because so what I understand is that why this dream never happened, because no one teach me how to become millionaire. There was no secret sauce to make millions on market. I started to understand that all was related to I would say using information in a way that is more close to insider trading, that on so exploiting asymmetrical information, because institutional have a lot of information that they don't share with the market, and they exploit in a way that takes advantages to themselves. But that was something that was common to all their counterparties, so banks, brokers, and so the sensation that I had was very disappointing, because I'd never expect the financial market to be like that, because I always look at that from an external point of view, So no secret sauce, a lot of information shared between counterparties to take advantages of people that don't know anything about that, and a lot of manipulation. And I mean, this led me in a very bad mood, and it was also during the financial crisis, and so what happened that for just surfing on internet, I found the white paper, the Satoshi paper, and I started to read it, and it was talking about something that was amazing, something that was news, something that was talking about decentralization, this concept that was, I never heard about decentralization before. So all that I know that was the centralized entities like hedge fund, financial institution, all of this stuff, brokerage house, and then was there's someone that was talking about giving back the power of money to people using cryptography to prove the transaction between counterparty without exploiting the privacy of the people involved. So it was a message of freedom, that was so strong that it me a lot. Okay, so I would say that it was a kind of love at first sight, and then I saw, wow, this is something big. And I mean, I was a gambler, so I was already a trader, and I was in a trading desk. But I had the feeling that if that was going to work, it will change the world. Okay, that was the 2013. Okay, so I'm talking about 10 years ago right now. And so I said, okay, I choose my bet. I will bet on this decentralized idea of empower people, giving back the freedom to people, you know. All this based on math. So it's 7 page the white paper, but it's something that is very, very strong. And that's as it happened, it's like that. Then I saw a chart of Bitcoin, and there was something unbelievable that from 0 point few cents to $100, and in 1 year from $100 to 1,000, and then it crashed. But I was already involved as a miner because I started the mining company in 2014. Okay, in my house, in my kitchen, we had machine working, and mining all the night. And then I created a company, and I said I sold cloud mining power, okay, to third-party clients. So I was already so involved in this idea that became part of my life, okay. And I published the first book in Italy on this topic in 2014. So, and I remember the laugh of my colleagues, how many copies you sell it about it, what is this Bitcoin, come on, focus on the commodity market, they said me, this is your job. And so step by step, I was so far from the centralized world and much, much more close to this decentralized world that the feeling was much bigger for me, So this is I get involved, it was like something that was strange, just searching something on. I never remember how I get the white paper of Satoshi, I try to remember, but I don't. But I remember the feeling that I had after I read it, and that changed my life. Yeah.
That's an interesting story from investment to mining to authorship of the book and finally to asset management, right? This is very interesting history. Davide, your business Rocket Capital Investments seem to have two interesting line of businesses. One is the research and platform trading tools specific for trading currencies. And I know so notice a very unique business, which is decentralized competition platform with Musa token. Do they pronounce that correctly, the name of the token?
Yeah, it's Musa. Even if we are now we are migrating to a new token, it is called IDO, and so is the Musa will be shipped to the new platform because it's becoming an asset management DAO. DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization, so it will not be controlled anymore by Rocket, but will be controlled by all the token holder, all the people that want to be involved in the project. I can explain
Yeah,
you something. Yeah.
that's great. So can you explain actually the two sides of this business? One is about the trading. You can explain to us about the trading side, and also this unique offering about the competition platform.
Okay. So basically, it's back to the first question. I trying to taking my revenge on the asset management industry, because I dislike a lot, so I want to make it free and working well. Okay. So this is an asset management decentralized autonomous organization that is trying to solve one problem, is the principal agent problem. Okay. So what is this principal agent problem? In few words, there's a conflict in priorities between a person or a group, let's say, that is the principal, and the principal could be the investor. Okay, in the asset management, the principal is the investor, and the representative authorized to act on the principal behalf. Okay, so basically in the asset management, the principal is the client, and the agent is the fund manager that invests money of the client. Okay, that is the principal. So there is a very big conflict in priorities because the agent that is acting on behalf of the client is not following the interest of the client. This is a bullshit. The agent is following the interest of the third-party intermediaries, let's say the financial institution, the asset manager, whatever it is. Okay. And what is the interest of the asset manager? Is to collect fees. Okay. So basically, if you look how it is the hedge fund structure, they have a management fee. So the management fee is a poison for the client. Why? Because the asset manager is not very interested in making profit for the client, is interested on raising the AUM of the fund. Because if they are raising the AUM of the fund, they collect fees for the bank, for the asset manager, for whatever. Okay, instead of focusing much more on the structure of making profit for the clients. Okay, so we need to solve this question, aligning the interest of the client with the interest of the fund manager. Okay, so they need to have the same interest. If they think the interest is not aligned, this is never working. Is never working, because then what happened? Hedge fund fail, and the next day they open another one. So they don't care about clients. What is their responsibility? There's no responsibilities. Okay, so this is the first part to align this problem. The second part is regarding this competition that we are talking about, because we don't believe in centralized team that create or take investment decision for two reasons. Because first, there is an interest of the fund manager to advise or suggest some kind of products because they get fee from them, and so all the bank system works like that. They suggest clients to buy the fund because they have much more fees. Okay, or they some kind of ETF for the same reason, and also we think that a small team of people is not able to create something that on the long term is able to beat the market. Okay, so we think that if you have all the we shift from people just making investment decision on the market just looking at fundamentals, things like that, to AI, okay? But also internal AI is not enough because it's a small team, you don't have diversity, all go, because we talk each other, we are 7 people, 10 people, okay? So there's not a lot of diversity. But if you do something that is crowdsourced between thousands of people that don't know each other, okay? So in our competition, it's a blockchain-based machine learning competition where we give to data scientists a data set and we ask a question and we ask them to give us an answer on this question, okay? Unobfuscated data set. The data scientists don't know each other. Say, so someone can use linear regression, someone can use neural networks, someone can use a lot of different models, you know. But we give these guys rewards based on results, not backtest. Okay. So basically, when you are in a trading desk, you use a backtest to show to your fund manager and say, "Well, look at that. This is very good. Why we don't use that?" Okay. And fund manager say, "Okay, I prefer this one because it's better than the other one of your colleague." You know, it's something like that. It works like that, but it's not related to real results. We pay people in this competition only based on real results. If they perform well, we pay them. If they don't perform well, we burn their token. Okay, so they are losing money. Essentially, they are losing money. So if they think that their model, they have to think a lot before to send us a model. Because if the model is wrong, get wrong on the market, they lose money. If it's good, they are rewarded. Okay, so we get 100 and sometimes thousand of this model, and we create a meta model that we use to make asset allocation. So a meta model made of thousands of models, okay, that they are optimized and that we know that work well for 8 weeks right now, okay? So we know that they are always on top of the competition, and we use that to make asset allocation. Right now, only on crypto. This is the competition. On top of this competition, we created a Web3 application where with just one click, you can choose your vault, like it was hedge fund or ETF, you can call it whatever, okay? You choose the vault, you buy the share of this vault, okay? And the underlying asset are derived from this crowdsourced AI. So every week there is a weekly asset rotation, okay, based on this competition, and based on the vault that you choose, you have a different strategy. So I mean, we have a long short vault, we have a market neutral vault. You can stay market neutral, okay, to serve yourself. We have also passive vault to let you say, okay, I prefer a passive vault where you have the top 10 of the market cap, whatever, okay? But basically, so we put together the Web3 application where you can onboard with just one click and a wallet with this idea of decentralized intelligence, crowdsourced from a swarm, a crowdsourced like wisdom or crowd, you know, but based on AI.
That's
I
interesting.
don't.
This is almost similar to Reddit, right? Or just a Twitter with the certain channels, right? I mean, you gather the information as a crowdsource model, right? And you follow that direction, hoping, right, that the majority of those are right.
Arrive. Yeah. If they are not right, we punish them, burning their money, you know. So next time they think about it before to send a model that is not performing well, you know, because they also can send a lot of random models, you know. If they send random models, they burn tokens. Okay. So
So essentially, as I understood, they invest, right, by sending these models, not only in a time, right, that they have to spend to create these models, but also when they create these models, they have to invest and give you
yeah.
this model. And is your investment firm, the hedge fund, actually add additional funds to it, or um,
Yeah, yeah. So basically, they not invest directly going to the market. Okay, they stake money on their model. So let's say they stake $100 on their model, and if the model perform well, we reward them. Okay. If the model is not so when I say perform well, it means that the performance of the model the week ahead was good. Okay, so we use that model fuel in a meta model with thousands of balance, okay, to get this meta model, and we reward them. If they perform bad, they lose part of their stake, but they are not going to the market, so they don't have to handle like things like execution, slippage, fee clause. They are focused on data science problem, okay, but they have to stake on the model because otherwise they send random model, just to earn tokens. Okay, we understood that if you, so it's a principle like if you bet on something that you do and you think that is good, it means that you believe in that. Okay, if yourself don't bet on the things that you do, it means that you don't believe in it. You know what I mean?
Correct. Yes. A very interesting model. So that means that they essentially have to invest their own in a staking, not investing the money
Yes.
in your hedge funds, right? I mean, you basically have your own funds,
Yes.
and so this is measuring of the performance, real performance, instead of back testing, right?
Yes.
With the historical data. Very interesting. So, David, what challenges do you see in a trading crypto and maintaining efficient portfolio of crypto assets? I believe that those competitions will help you to do this, but that's not only tools I believe you use.
Yeah. Well, challenges, so the first challenge is always security. Okay. So it's the first. And so non-custodial solution needs to become a must. Okay. Because we are really fed up of FTX cases, fraud, scam, all this stuff, So the non-custodial solution for holding crypto, it needs to be the starting point, and then we need to use decentralized exchange for trading. Okay, so if we mix a non-custodial solution with a decentralized execution, we have a safe environment where people can custode the money by themselves without to trust to a third party and execute the trading, the execution of the asset allocation or whatever they want to do in a safe environment. Because, if you send money on Binance or, just to tell one that I don't trust at all, and and then Binance tomorrow disappear, what is going to happen to your money? So we already see that in the past. The starting point is to be can't be evil, because now we are, so the shift is from don't be evil to cannot be evil. Okay, so if you use decentralized application, you cannot be evil. Evil, I mean evil, okay. Sorry.
Yes, 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 we understood.
Yeah. And so the shift has to be from don't be evil, So it's up to you to don't be evil, to you cannot be, because it's a decentralized application. So then we have to scale to privacy using zero knowledge proof into smart contract, because transactions need to be obfuscated to prevent front running and guarantees privacy. Okay, because otherwise you can program the transaction of other people just scanning the blockchain. This is a must. They have the technology. They are working on it. They will fix it. It takes time, but they are working well. Scalability is another one, because we have to scale to thousands of transactions, hundreds of thousands of transactions, to um, to be close to the high frequency trading of the hedge fund, in the regulated market. Otherwise, so this market would be always a niche market, So it needs to be safe and scale to a technology that are faster, much, much faster. The last thing is regulation. Okay, but regulation, this is a chaos. In all over the world, you have the SEC, you have the
CFTC.
yeah.
Yeah.
So in Europe, as a mess, in Asia, there's no one direction. China ban and then they buy Bitcoin with the other hands hidden. So they there's no clear regulation, and also, I mean, right now there is a fight, there's a war. You know what is happening with the Silvergate or Silicon Valley Bank. So how people can trust anymore this institution, this fractional reserve institution? They don't have your money. You go to ask your money, they don't have it. So it will be tough in the future because crypto is a competitor. So the structure, the decentralized structure, is a so big competitor that it will be a threat for the centralized world, to accept it, and they will fight. If you look, the Fed is trying to fight, So, and but they didn't realize that the game is already lost, because if they let crypto goes, they will go in another state, So it's time for the US to open their mind and understand that they have to do something that is fair and is 20 years ahead, instead of losing this game just to trying to close themselves, And because
Right.
it's funny that they want to protect clients, They say we have to protect clients, we have to protect customers, but what they did to protect customer on the regulated market when all the banks failed, So they think that they are going to buy all the banks that are going to fail, as they did 2 weeks ago. I mean, it's not going to work. Getting back. Sorry if go. I open
No, no,
Windows.
this is, I guess this is a very important topic, and we discussed this in the prior interviews as well. But you're well positioned in the Singapore because Singapore is very friendly as far as the blockchain business. Another ones are Malta, I believe, Liechtenstein. Those are in Europe. Those are also very friendly blockchain-based regulatory bodies. In the U.S., yes, the U.S. where I am based, we are a little bit lagging behind everyone else. But I guess you're in a position actually to excel over there. So let me ask you a question about who can use your trading tool platform. Is there any sandbox environment where students can try use them and learn from using it?
Yeah. So I would say the platform can be used by anyone. To access the platform, you just need to register a wallet, to connect with a wallet, and you can choose your wallet. As I said, we are launching a testnet in a couple of weeks, and testnet will be a kind of paper trading where user will be able to practice the mechanism of buying and selling gold, switching from a market neutral to a long short to a passive, whatever they want to do, to try to understand how trading works. And all the intelligence behind is crowdsourced, as I said. So, and we will host a trading competition in testnet where people can try the platform for free, and they can have native token, the idle token that I was talking about. So I will invite your student. I will for sure to join the competition, to play with the vault, and to join our community, because there's a lot of data science inside. There's a lot of people that love to talk about data science topic, and so yeah, we are becoming a decentralized autonomous organization. So all the token holder will decide the governance of the company, and the token holder will be a student, could be anyone. Okay.
Davide, you almost answered my next question, which was how to start with the crypto trading.
Yeah.
So that's very well. But on top of that, accessing your platform where you have tools available for students to try, what suggestion would you give to the students as far as the learning finance, learning math, learning calculus, right? Learning derivatives. Are there any books, articles, or website for students that they can learn from it? Any advice on that, Davide?
Okay. So I mean, it's always difficult to give students good advice because we are mostly wrong. When we try to give them advice, 90% of the time we get wrong. But what can I suggest them is to have an open mind, trust themselves, don't be don't care about the judge of other people, study what they like, and explore topics that. So I mean, as I said, one book that it was not a book that changed my life was the Satoshi paper. I will suggest them to start from the basic. Okay, go to the white paper of Satoshi and read it 100 times because it talks about cryptography, it talks about cloud, it talks about there's a concept about social stuff, about decentralization, and then go on the Vitalik Buterin white paper. Is the founder of Ethereum. That is a huge idea, and read from this great mind. You can now, like it was not in the past, you can find whatever you want on internet. You have also a lot of free courses on Coursera. Coursera, is a free platform where you can find Stanford courses, and it's amazing. I follow some of them, and from MIT, and most of them are free or they cost nothing, And if they want to practice on blockchain, let's start to open a MetaMask wallet, is decentralized, and go on Uniswap for making decentralized trading. Okay, and have a look at CoinMarketCap. That is a website where you can have a list of all the projects. You click and you check it, and you can understand. So do your own research. Don't rely on suggestion from others. Because if you do that by yourself, the lesson that you will learn will be much, much more powerful, if you follow the step of others. That's all.
Davide, that was a great interview. I would like to thank you for this. We learned today about a very interesting model mixing traditional finance with the blockchain and data science, employing blockchain eco environment of staking and monitoring and the trust that is embedded into the ecosystem as well. So thank you for that. We together with the students wish you good luck with your platform and the hedge fund, and for sure we're going to visit you.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you for your invitation, and thank you all the students that will have the time to listen this interview. And good luck for you guys. Keep going.